Sapolo with your onto my hair. Short your hair with your. This is what I just want. You say you don't give me this. I'm gonna leave her this all back now, like if I if it's you. You like your back? I like your back. This all back is on me on.
Let's make music, baby.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Life Law Podcast. Welcome to July. I am your host, Debbie Dowesi Ajum. So in this episode, I'm going to bless your ears with story number 8 from the short story collection titled Villain's Highway. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Every 2 weeks, we wouldn't be here without you. Please give us 5 stars, rate us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcasts from. Thank you so much. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, incidents are a product of my imagination and are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, business establishments, or events is entirely coincidental. For this episode, the title of our story is My Freedom.
The fire never goes, Papa, to start coming.
When my husband died, I did not cry. I stood beside the polished wooden casket in a maxi black dress that he once called ugly and a black hair tie to match, accepting the condolences of friends and strangers who never really knew us. Oh, I'm not forgetting the blatant glares, stares, and whispers from his family, my in-laws. Why is she not crying? His younger sister whispered. I could feel her eyes like lasers in my back. Someone grunted in approval. A good wife is supposed to be wailing by now. It was the nosy family auntie whom no one really knew how she was related to the family, but still called her auntie and gave her the required reverence. Some people grieve differently. I still don't know who said that, but I know she was the most sensible person in the gossip circle. I beg. Auntie hissed. Her husband is dead. If it can't make her cry, then what on earth can bring tears to her eyes? There was silence from the women behind me, but around us, people spoke, people ate. The priest whispered in the ear of my husband's uncle, a man who had traumatized me greatly in my marriage, and the grave diggers stood with their shovels, ready to cover the casket with earth. Suddenly, someone screamed, She killed my son! It was my husband's mother. His mother, who had never liked me. His mother, who blamed me for her lack of a grandchild from the loins of our first son. His mother, who sang my barrenness like a folk tale. His mother, who never believed that his son could hurt a fly, much less a human being. His mother, who reprimanded me for running to her when her son turned me into his punching bag, saying her son had beat me because he loved me. He was only trying to correct me because I may be his wife, but I was also his child. His mother, who refused to be a mother to me. Mama! Oh, Mama! I turned and saw my mother-in-law in the arms of her gossip partners on the red earth, her wrapper almost coming loose. The priest left the company of my husband's uncle at the 6 feet deep hole and rushed to where the old woman was writhing on the ground, pointing her arthritic fingers at me, yelling blames and curses. Let me tell you something. My eyes stayed dry, but it was not out of strength. I just had no tears left for my husband. Not after the years of silence, the control, the SDIs, and the slow unraveling of who I once was. I had married a man different from the one I had dated for a year. I had ordered a loving man who was in full support of my business and stood up for me when his mother had said he should marry another woman, one with roots, not an orphan like me. But when my package came, there was a monster in it. My husband ordered me to quit my business and become a full-time housewife. According to him, I want you to give our children all the nurturing and attention that they deserve. But the children never came. Why didn't you tell me you're barren? He hurled at me. But to my defense, I'd never been pregnant before, had never been intimate with another man before my husband. When I suggested that we go to hospital for proper checkups, he would accuse me of wanting to waste his money and would hit me. Subsequently, the beatings became a routine occurrence. I grew numb to it. Every night, he would have his way with me. I don't know why I still feed you my seed when you have no womb in that empty stomach of yours. He would spit afterwards and roll over to the edge of the bed, far away from me. Then he started drinking and keeping concubines. My doctor grew worried about my recurring infections and asked me to come along with my husband for a proper treatment. I never returned. He had no idea how I had to sneak out of the house in my husband's absence to go and see him for a prescription. I had no one on my side. I lived in perpetual fear of my present and future in my husband's house. For years, I plotted ways to my freedom. They never sufficed. But like a streak of bright sunlight at the end of night, I found a way. My husband liked his egusi with assorted and his eba very hard, so that whenever he swallowed a big mold of it, his eyes would bulge in their sockets. I'm ashamed to admit that it was something I used to find comical, almost endearing, during our years of courtship, but it became one of the little things that made me resent him. That evening, I made his eba and egusi just the way he liked it. The poison didn't alter the smell of the soup, thankfully. Just a pinch into the soup and another into the gari before I poured hot water over it. I watched him eat from across the kitchen like a dutiful wife, smiling when he smiled at me. He died with my name on his lips, which I suppose was a kind of justice. He didn't see the walls of a hospital, no. Only a morgue. I made sure of it. It was long overdue. I couldn't stand the thought or possibility of a doctor resuscitating my nightmare. I wanted to wake up. I was done sleeping. So, I did not cry at the funeral, but I did whisper a thank you to the dirt as it took him, covering the casket a layer at a time, his mother and sisters howling in grief in the background. This gratitude wasn't for the years we spent, no. It was for the silence that followed. The next day was the first morning I remembered what it felt like to stretch, to breathe without fear. I felt light, free, unburdened, and I slept soundly for the first time in 13 years. By sunset, I had changed the locks, poured myself a glass of wine, and sat by the window, watching the dusk bleed into night like a body going still. I expect my in-laws to appear here any day now, for a son who hid his impotency from all of us. But until then, I will bloom in my freedom.
The crown is meant for the throne, I'm a thanks for it. Before they realize we're wrecking Gucci, yeah, we own it. I'm not a nigga, you can broke, cause that bank on it. And amazed in my sight.
Thank you for making it this far. You have come to the end of episode 8 of Villain's Highway. What do you think about the story? What are your thoughts about our villain? Let me know in the comments. Leave a review, share the episode with a friend or two, tell somebody to tell somebody about Life Law Podcast. We upload new episodes every 2 weeks, so please follow and subscribe so you stay informed when there's a new content on ground. Thank you so much for listening. I remain Debbie Dowesi Ajom. Until I come your way next time, have a lovely week. Bye.
Them a calling me a gangster, more like a rasta. Now I'm their master, big stepper. She when we stepping on the place, and now we start. I've been around miles, just a mic, so many days. No money, come tomorrow with your suit and tie, but not holiday.